All right, guys, welcome in MTG GAME STATE. Pretty big day. A lot of market cooldowns on some pretty big hitting cards in Commander and just overall formats. And I wanted to get into some Secret Lair talk. We're going to talk about what Secret Lair is, and just some people in the Magic community who deserve some praise and who we need to remember. So let's get into it. So I was talking earlier about in Magic the Gathering, there's many avenues to go down, many people to get into and follow, and the many formats within Magic, they're really great. You should look into them. I'm not going to talk about them right now because I want to talk about the format that I personally play, that we do on the show all the time. Commander. It's a fan-made format that was made by some judges, Magic judges in Alaska in between games. They just decided to take one of each card they had, put them in a 99 card deck, and at the time have Elder Dragon. An Elder Dragon is an old school card, like Nicol Bolas. If you're not familiar with any of this stuff, I'd just get to Googling what an Elder Dragon is. And Commander used to be called Elder Dragon Highlander. And these judges would use like Nicol Bolas as an example with a 99 card deck of cards that complement him and fight, and you have your general in your deck. And there's many people claim they've made this format and stuff, but that's the big main story of what the main people in the Magic scene who are a part of judging and just more of the whole professional circuit world. That's where it came out of. And there's a guy within this community, Sheldon Menery, recently deceased, RIP. And I recently found this out. I actually didn't know that. I saw him on a video fairly recently on Lair Academy's Shuffle Up and Play. So it was pretty close to home to me, and it just sucks when you don't know people online, but like when you watch people like celebrities and stuff, and you kind of understand their on-screen personality and the vibe they put on. And Sheldon's just a dude. He was just a regular guy like any of us. But in that episode of Lair Academy College, we'll put the link in the description. He really showed off his personality, and I don't want to give a eulogy or none of that shit, but just kind of sucks. And recently finding out that news was like, damn, that really sucked. But what the whole roundabout thing, what I'm talking about, why I'm bringing this up, Sheldon was a huge figure in the rules committee for Commander, and the rules committee is basically the end-all be-all official committee who bans cards in this format. Wizards of the Coast, the people who can play Magic cards and make them, they don't have any say of Commander, what like can happen for the ban list and what can be like. They don't have any direction in this. It's a fan-made format. They can make product for Commander, like the pre-made Commander decks, and sell it, sure, but they don't really own any rights or anything to Commander. The rules committee as a whole is the end-all be-all of that. And Sheldon was a part of it and recently deceased. Really fucking hate to see it. Really great guy. I'd suggest if you're really more interested in it, just get to Googling. It's a deep rabbit hole. And there's a product in Magic the Gathering. They're monthly drops. They're called Secret Lairs. They're basically huge reprints. You're paying expensive money for reprints of like 4 or 5 cards. Basically, like you're paying like the value of like one premium price card for like 5, I guess sometimes. Usually like $30 to $50, $60 drops of real good ink reprints. And to celebrate Sheldon's life, Magic the Gathering, the official people who make it, made an official Secret Lair drop for Sheldon. And I thought that was honestly really, it's called Sheldon's Spellbook. I thought that was really endearing and really admirable to celebrate a huge figure in our community. So, not to get too depressing, but it's just to celebrate life like that and get put on a Magic card. That's everyone who plays this game's dream, honestly. Very few people can get on a Magic card, and the reasons of how you get on one vary at different points in time. There are real people on Magic cards. We'll talk about one tonight. But getting into it, Ink Shield was one of them. And this is part of a secret layer that's going to come out, I believe, next week. You can pre-order it up until March 14th. So, sorry, February 26th, and then pre-orders will remain on until March 24th. And it's going to have some real big heavy hitters for Commander. You get a Soul Ring and extended art. From this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, for he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. William Shakespeare, Henry V. And I'm tearing up just reading that. That fires me up. Really puts a fire in my heart, man. Damn. Let's get some extended view on that, damn. And here's Sheldon as a commander card for Rurian of the Formori. Sheldon the commander. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. Sheldon the commander attacks that player this combat if able. I'm not great at everything, but I am great at one thing, surrounding myself with excellent people, and that tends to take care of the rest. Your boy's choking up reading this. Pop dumps, be safe, dude. I'd rather you hold down the fort and be safe in your home with your family than watch my streams. Thanks for reporting and checking in, bro. We got some crazy action going on here. It is really, really amazing to be remembered like this. Ink Shield, you did it to yourself. Bene Supremo. Oh, damn, this is in Italian? Bene Supremo, Incantesimo, Sacrifica, una criteria, pesca. No, this looks like it's going to be La Vita è Bella. Yeah, this looks like it's Italian. Too bad I can like speak it kind of and read it, but I don't really know what they're fucking saying, so sorry. Shout out to Italy. Shout out to my Marvel Snap crew in Italy. We love and respect you. I was watching them stream today doing some tests. Eldamari's Vineyard. At the beginning of each player's pre-combat main phase, that player adds 2, and this is beautiful art. Wow. Good company is sweeter than any summer wine. Must have been a big wine guy and into friends. Big into company, Sheldon. And in the episode of his Shuffle Up and Play, you kind of get that. That's kind of what I was getting to. And at the Fairies Protection reprint, we fucking love. This card is huge. Big piece in Commander. Does damage. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. Exile to Fairies Protection. So phasing means when your permanents phase out, it means they don't exist. You as well. Pretty fucking nuts. So Command Tower, again, this is a Commander staple. Hate has no place here. So true, so true. And that's it. That's a big, beefy secret layer. Ink Shield is kind of a weird reprint. It's not the biggest, priciest card, but this is all more for Sheldon and probably some stuff based off stuff he would play. Sheldon Spellbook will come in both foil, non-foil. It'll be 49 and 40 and 39 respectively. So there you go. And it's a time release, meaning if you pre-order the set between the dates specified, you will definitely get one. Most secret layers these days are limited releases, so it's a nice gesture to see this rule bucked for a special one like this. Meaning the release window that I just mentioned earlier in this article, that used to be the original way for secret layers. Now it's pretty much the same day to like maybe a day after, you have to buy in and that's it. So that's that. We're gonna get into the market watch now. Again, all my viewers out there, be safe. If you're in danger, if you're in inclement weather, hold that shit down first before we get into the Magic cards. They're always gonna be here. But you're gonna really miss me sounding on an alarm. That being said, well, Mr. Lime, Heat, we got a lot of cooldowns. Pretty fucking nuts. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. And I don't know if you know about this one, Mr. Lime. If you saw this one coming. but it's kind of obvious too. It's been reprinted a lot, but the Legion's printing of Seedboard Muse, kind of going up on average listing, being listed, but the market's buying at 21 bucks. This card's been going up, which is good, but I still kind of consider this card, cooling down. Just because it has a lot of reprints, and those reprints are pretty cheap. We always tend to burp on stream. It's crazy. And they're significantly $10 cheaper to like even more. Murders at Karlov Manor, I guess, must have some commander set that just recently dropped this card again. But in my opinion, the Seedboard Muse Legion print is being listed high, but realistically it's cooling down. Market's just gonna level out to 20 bucks. Pretty insane. Is the money from this secret layer going to charity or Sheldon's family? If not, Watsy bogus. Seedborn is pretty good. I actually don't know. The article is in the Discord. If you want, you could read it and let me know. But we're moving forward in the market watch. But that would be pretty fucking bogus. Actually, let's actually do our due diligence and figure that out. I'm gonna scroll up and click the article again and we'll see. We gotta get to the fucking bottom of this, guys. But Sheldon had passed away from a 7-year long battle with throat cancer, guys. So honestly, cancer's no joke. Talk to your doctor, honestly, please, guys. But let's see. Releasing a special card in a tribute to Menery artwork. I never saw anything mentioned about that, about any of where the money is going. Oh, here we go. Another card featuring Menery's likeness and an Italian version of Greater Good, designed to celebrate Menery's Italian heritage. Okay. So you got cards celebrating his life. During the stream, it was also explained that Secret Lair would be pre-ordered. Okay. Every sale going to the American Cancer Society is where all your funds will be going. So as a callback to the previous segment, just so we're sure, when you spend money on the Secret Lair, it's not going directly to Wizards of the Coast or anyone. Going to the American Cancer Society. Maybe that was Sheldon's estate's choice. Maybe that's just Wizards' choice. We don't know, but that's good. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, fuck cancer, dude. Yeah, they did something fucking right for once. We're really, in this scene, we're really critical of the hand that feeds us, guys. So, Watsy doing something nice for once is kind of a fucking good thing, because they're usually fucking us. But I digress. Parallel Lives as card number 2, and you'd be fucking surprised why I brought this up. The Wilds of Eldraine anime print is cooling the fuck down. Not the confetti foil. Come on, not the confetti foil. Regular anime borderless. In my notes at the time, I saw it. Market average listing 33 bucks. Market's buying in at 32. So it's gonna probably stay either below 40 or trend downwards more and more. Because it's getting reprinted, but the anime prints are hotter. Let's be fucking real. They are kind of more collector's pieces. And there's the other crazy alt arts in the Enchanting Tales set within a set. But we got a Judge promo, and then we just got the old school Innistrad. And again, we've mentioned all the time on this show, whenever a card is printed in more of a, when it's reprinted a lot, but in more premium things, like premium sets, they do tend to keep a more premium price. I say still though, this card's cooling down. It could be a more higher valued card, especially this print. In the Innistrad print, we have market buying in at $27, average listings $28. Cooling the fuck down, honestly. And this is a card my friend called a long time ago, way back in the Wii era of when it was $7. He said this card's gonna be a $10 to $20 card because it's similar to Doubling Season. If an effect would create one or more creature tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. That's fucking huge. Hey, Mr. Lineman, I know, bro. I know, man. So we're gonna move forward. Mr. Lime's living in the past while we're living in the future. Card number 3, and this is another card that has a person's face on it, which would show up. One of those cases where you gotta spell it correctly. F-A-R-I-E. Let's add some spaces. Here we go. Come on, guys. He can do it. He can do it. It's not popping up. What the hell? We pulled this on stream, though. F-A-E-R-I-E. He can do it. He can do it. There he is. Come on. There he is. Okay. Fairy Mastermind. And it has Yuta Takahashi, world champion 25, 6, 7, world champion 27. His face is printed on this card again. Like I said, rare instances in certain occasions in certain periods of time will dictate how you get on a Magic card if you're lucky enough to. 2-drop creature, flash, flying. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. 3 and a blue, each player draws a card. Great card in all formats. We pulled this pretty recently on stream, and it has value, but I believe it's cooling down. Average listing is being put at $9.66. Market's buying it at $11.62. Pretty casual pricing, and it's in a pretty recent set that's going to be around, I think, for maybe another year in rotation and standard. As of last year, it hit an all-time low, but as of last year, it was also at an all-time high. And it's still used in a lot of different decks in different 60-card formats, so it's still got use, and there is some printings, and again, it's got a real person's face on it. You love to see that. So this could be a $15 to $20 card easily just for that, especially over time. Now, honorable mention I wanted to bring up, and this is a pretty nasty card to bring up. I hate talking about it, but we're gonna. Cyclonic Rift. And again, this is crazy. This card's cooling the fuck down, guys. I got average listing on the Return to Ravnica print, $29.61. But the market's buying high at $32. So they want to keep this going, but for some reason, we'll get into it. So 2-drop, 1 in the blue instant, return target non-land permanent card you don't control to its owner's hand. Or you could cast it for its overload cost of 6 in a blue. An overload is, you may cast this spell for its overload cost. If you do, change its text by replacing all instances of target with each. So you could go, if you did overload, return each non-land permanent. So like 12 things on the board as opposed to 1 thing on the board can get sent back to hand. That's fucking huge, and it is fucking me up so much. Legal in Commander, legal in Vintage, legal in Modern, Pioneer, and Legacy. Nasty. That's probably why it's cheap, because it's still accessible. Usually cards that are only available in Commander, and it was printed in fucking Commander. Usually cards that are only like in those formats, stay in those formats, but it's also from original Return to Ravnica, so that's why. And look at all these reprints, especially in badass full art anime art, old school frame art, regular weird frame art, and then all these. And it's not printed in premium sets, it's printed all across the board. You love this kind of, damn, what kind of foil is this called? I forget. I digress. But it's printed in some premium sets, but also it's in some older sets and it's in some hidden sets. So it's kind of spread out a little bit more as compared to like Doubling Season, where that's only printed in reprinted in really more premium sets, which is why it commands a higher price. But I'd still say listing low and buying high is pretty wild tech. But average listing on this, maybe I had my notes all wrong, I'm just stony. Average listing is 31 bucks, and the market's buying low at 29 as a self-correction. That's my honorable mention. What did you think? Let me know. Other than that, we're just gonna keep on keeping on.